Welcome back to Arlington, Texas. Amegy Bank College Baseball Series, home of the Texas Rangers. Getaway day, day number 3 of our tournament. Auburn has already taken the crown with their 3rd consecutive victory. This is our midday game of our final day. The Nebraska Cornhuskers against a top 15 team in Florida State. Thanks so much for joining us. Tyler Denning, Pat Combs. For these two teams, Florida State looking to get away, 2-1, winning record. Nebraska looking for their first win here in Arlington.
Yeah, no doubt for both these teams. It's a big game early in the season, but Florida State with a couple of really tough games. They jumped out to a lead yesterday against Auburn, couldn't hold it. They end up losing that game 8-5. For Nebraska, on the other hand, looking to get that first W. They have had a couple of 2-run losses. It's just been a battle for their offense so far, facing some pretty good pitching this tournament, but both teams looking for a big victory today.
Yeah, Nebraska coming off a very close contest last night, losing against Kansas State. They were in a close contest against Louisville as well. For Florida State, a 6-1 victory over Michigan, and then the 8-5 loss against Auburn. But Pat, you really want to leave town with a good taste in your mouth, and I'm not just talking about barbecue.
That's right. No doubt. Both these teams have eaten well here in Texas, but yeah, I know for Will Bolt and his Huskers, looking to get that first big W of the tournament. It's always tough when you come in facing this level of competition over a weekend, and they have played good defense. They've gotten some good pitching, but the offense has got to get it going.
It's the Nebraska batting order presented by Amegy Bank. Here you grow. Starting pitcher for Florida State.
A good look at Peyton Monka, redshirt sophomore left-hander. Big boy, stands at 6'5", 255 from the state of Massachusetts, making his 2nd start of the season. Had 4 starts last year. Threw the ball well. Also threw it well against Jacksonville last week, going 3 scoreless innings, and that 13-3 victory. He'll be looking to stretch it out a bit today.
Three innings, 2 strikeouts, no earned runs for Monka. What's the pitch repertoire for Monka?
Yeah, fastball low 90s. It's a 4-pitch mix. He'll complement that with a curveball, slider, changeup. I think Jarrett said he's one of the hardest workers in the team and wanted to reward him with this Sunday start. High character guy, made the all-academic ACC team last year. Good look at the slider there, just misses outside. More fastball slider to lefties, fastball curveball change to right-handers.
13 games, 4 starts, 2-1 record, 6.56 ERA. Mac Moyer, batter at the plate.
Having a great start to his season. You see the high average, and son of former Major Leaguer Jamie Moyer.
538 the average, had 6 walks. Coming into that at-bat, make it 7. The OPS will continue to go up. 1.376 as we look at the defense for Florida State. Now Williams, Setzer, Frazier, Fisher, McCulley, Bailey. The outfield, infield, left to right. Kimball, Monka, the battery.
Yeah, Schmele, his catcher, trying to get Monka to calm down a little bit. Kind of sped up. Oftentimes what you see with pitchers and settling in early in this first inning.
Jet Buck, 385 hitter. Second on the team in hits with 10. 2 of those doubles, 4 runs batted in, 8 strikeouts against, 2 walks earned.
Yeah, his head coach, Will Bolt, calls him a stick of dynamite. He's just got elite strength, A lot of pull side power, getting jammed on a couple of fastballs here. Back to back from Monka. Buck, a big part of this lineup, coming back from a broken hamate bone he had in the fall.
Buck puts a charge into that ball up the left field line. Rounding for third. Moyer will look home, chop his steps and stop there, but Buck following Moyer on base, that with a double.
Well, much better start for this Nebraska offense, and Jet Buck drills that double down the line and gets that fastball elevated up that over the plate. Like Monka was trying to go back inside yet again, and Buck turned that one around.
Bring an early conference on the mound for Florida State.
Yeah, pitching coach Micah Posey out. Was not expecting to make a trip this early in the game. Some words of wisdom for Peyton Monka.
Nebraska, after just 5 runs in their first 2 games, great opportunity. First time to the plate. 2 runners in scoring position for Case Sanderson. .364 the average, 8 hits, 3 of those 8 doubles, 6 walks against 7 strikeouts. Just 1 run batted in, could add to that tally. His opportunity here.
Yeah, great start of the season for Sanderson, and added some power in the fall. That's one of the things Will Bolt was looking for him to do. He's always been a consistent hitter. He takes 4 straight.
Bases will be loaded. No outs on the board. Joshua Overbeek. And the start at third. 417, 10 hits. This one into left. Deep enough to let Moyer tag up, and will be the first run of our ball game.
Well, nice job, Overbeek, looking for something up in the zone that he could get to the outfield. Does the job, gets the sac fly. Braden Dowd going to third base with that throw, and easy tag and score for Mac Moyer, but great job, Overbeek. As you would expect, an RBI guy going up there looking for a first pitch he could jump on, and delivers it deep enough to get the run in.
Team leading 10 runs batted in. Dylan Carey swings at the first pitch. This one hard hit out to left center, going back, gone. Off the wall at least. It looked gone to my angle from here, but bouncing, clears the base paths, so the runners will be gone. Thought it bounced back in.
Tough when it goes out to that bullpen area, because it oftentimes will ricochet off that back wall and pop back into the field, but that one stayed in the yard. Oh, this is the bottom of the fence, and Dylan Carey following up on Overbeek's first pitch jump does the same thing. Drills that one off the left center wall. Yeah, didn't miss by much. Hit the top of that screen there just below the yellow line, and Chase Williams, the center fielder, gets it back in quickly, but not before Buck and Sanderson cross the plate. So Will Bolt said, boys, we need some offense today. They have come out swinging the bats, have the Huskers.
I guess my eyes weren't that bad, because it did hit the top of the wall, like you said, the fencing that then goes up to the yellow.
And now Nathan Schmela, the catcher for the Seminoles, slowing this game down. They do have the bullpen up and throwing now here in the first inning. Only one out recorded for Monca. And the Huskers have posted this 3-0 lead early.
Carey does have 2 home runs on the season. I gave him a third. It looked close enough, but a great start for Nebraska, but a concerning start for Monca. That
it's going to be the early pull for Monca.
Looks like will end his start after just 5 batters faced. Action in the pen, and now an arm running down.
They just had trouble getting that fastball down in the zone, and Nebraska able to take advantage of a couple pitches up out over the plate. That'll be an early exit for Monca.
Nebraska all over it. Already 3 have crossed the plate. New arm coming in for the Noles. Not a So Peyton Monca sees his day end just after it begun on the mound. It will bring in Chris Kinnear. First appearance of the season for Kinnear, the junior from Jensen Beach, Florida. Previously played at Indian River State College. Carey standing on second. First pitch is fouled off by Cole Kitchens. Starting at the DH. 269 hitting for the senior. 7 hits, 2 doubles, 7 runs batted in.
Yeah, Kinnear appeared in 23 games last season. Put up a 1-1 record with a 4.75 earned run average for the Noles.
This type of situation for a pitcher when the starter goes out, gets chased early. What's the mentality when you're the guy coming in?
Yeah, it's go as long as you can. That's got to be what Kinnear's thinking. This is almost like a start for him. Making his first appearance this year, but it's a good veteran arm.
Goes right up top, throws a strikeout pitch. 83 miles an hour.
Yeah, pitches well off that slider. You saw a couple of those in the sequence. This one above the hands, and Kitchen swinging through it. He recorded the second out of the inning on the strikeout.
Will Jeske. Fouls off the first offering.
Yeah, Kinnear's career high in innings is 3 2/3. Did that against Oregon State last year in the Super Regional.
Going against quality opponents. Nebraska has come out of the gate, meant business offensively. 2 hits, 3 runs. Big double from Carey. Capitalizing on a couple of walks. Scored Moyer and Sanderson.
There's the curveball. So his fastball is going to be low 90s. Curve slider change. Seeing with that changeup grip. The out pitch is the slider.
What does he go to here? Count 1 and 2. That ball is in play on the ground. 2-2. Throw by McCulley over to Bailey for out number 3. Nebraska capitalizing 2 hits, 3 runs in the top of the first inning. Introduce you to the Florida State hitting lineup when we come back to Globe Life Field.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app. What a burger!
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
3-4 Nebraska. What does Florida State have in response? Their starting lineup, presented by Amegy Bank. Here you grow. Who stands out to you, Pat?
Yeah, I like the middle of this lineup. Of course, Noah Sheffield, son of Major Leaguer. Yeah, he's got all the talent in the world. Could be a high draft pick. Miles Bailey, Cal Fisher off to great starts, and then Gabe Frazier is just putting on a show in that 5th hole.
Your hitting lineup, how do you want them to approach this pitcher? And what will Gavin Blackowitz need to do to be effective? 4 2/3 innings, he's thrown 5 strikeouts, 2 hits.
Yeah, start out really as a good bullpen option for Will Bolt, but he has worked his way into the starting rotation. You mentioned the start last weekend. And posted a 3.08 ERA in 17 appearances last season.
First pitch swung on by Dowd, right into the glove of Jeske moving forward. 1 down.
Pretty aggressive first pitch swinging from Dowd, but liked what he saw.
Nebraska defense, Jeske, Moyer, Grego, Overbeat, Carey, Buck, Sanderson, Blackowitz on the mound, and Miller behind home.
I got him. Plunks Sheffield first pitch.
That was Sheffield, son of Gary. Shot down to first base.
Yeah, Blackowitz will have a fastball that's reaches the mid-90s. Now, Rob Childress, his pitching coach, said it's not just the velo that has a ton of vertical movement. Blackowitz coming off a great summer and a fall where he really worked to refine his secondary pitches, and that's where Rob Childress said he's made a jump.
So Sheffield on for Miles Bailey. 6'4" sophomore, local product from Tallahassee. 6 hit on the season, has him at an even .400 average. One of those a home run.
Yeah, this guy's got some elite power, and could very well see him at the top of the ACC home run title at the end of the year. He is just can launch a baseball.
Swings at the 1-1.
Good slider there from Blackowitz. See him really working the inner half of the plate, trying to keep Bailey from getting his hands extended.
Sheffield watches that ball bounce off the dirt and careen back. So already with a lead, jumps over and takes second base.
Yeah, just got really short with that breaking ball, and nothing Mike and Miller could do. Did a good job keeping in front, but that allows Sheffield to move up on the wild pitch. You got to be careful here. First base is open.
Count full, payoff pitch, swing and a miss, gets the strikeout, does Blackowitz.
Yeah, good job of keeping that pitch down in the zone, and it looked like ball 4, but Bailey gave it a spin. It looked like a slider that just backed up on him, but stayed down in the zone.
Two down with a man on second in Sheffield. Cal Fisher. Looks at strike 1.
There's that fastball that starts off its glove side. It's off the plate away, but comes back and catches that outside corner. It's a really tough pitch for a hitter to square up. Just kind of give up on that pitch.
Fisher from Deerfield, Wisconsin. Junior hitting .350 in his campaign. 7 hits, 2 doubles, 8 runs batted in. Looking to see if he went, did indeed.
And try to hold up on that cut fastball, and couldn't quite hold the swing. Yeah, definitely breaks the plane of the plate.
Blackowitz ahead, 1-2, 2 outs. Shuts the door with the strikeout, gets him looking. Fisher, last cow, a nice pitch for the strikeout.
Yeah, good fastball down and in. You see that pitch start down the middle and ends up on the inside corner. Now Fisher disagreed, didn't like it. But home plate umpire Rick Allen says, I caught it as a strike. And you see that great frame job by Mike and Miller. Catcher gets his thumb underneath it, lifts it up. Blackowitz gets the call and preserves that 3-0 lead.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses World Tour 2026. One night. Globe Life Field, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between two of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Nebraska with the 3 runs on the board their first time up, joined by Florida State head coach Jarrett. Coach, we saw the early pitching change. What will be the keys? What are you asking of for Kinnear?
Well, we need a little length here, and we do have Beard, who heading into this season was our Friday or Saturday starter, so he was under the weather pretty significantly and lost so much weight, so he's easing his way back. We'll get him in here at some point, but we need Kinnear to. He settled things down. That was good coming in there. We clearly had a mess on our hands and got us out of it, and now we need to get him through this inning. And we have plenty of guys down there. We just need some stability out of Chris right now.
Hey, Link, Pat Combs here. Great to have you in Arlington. And man, you lost some dudes off this roster last year. It was quite a bunch of talent, but you went back and reloaded and picked up some great portal talent, some young freshmen. What exactly were you guys looking to do with your roster after losing so many talented players?
Yeah, well, you realize as this evolves that you're going to have a handful that are very high in the draft potential, and then you have some other players that had years that were really breakout seasons for them and gave them an opportunity to be drafted as well. So as the season evolved last year, we realized the high school recruiting at that point is essentially done. So you don't know what's available via the portal. You just try to stay ahead of it best you can, and then when the time is right, basically we were in Oregon playing the super regional Oregon State, you start to learn a lot about what may become available and just try to manage a difficult calendar. But I feel like we did okay. Clearly we have some things to improve on. We haven't played clean and pitched clean, and I think our pitch selection has been a little rough, but we need to play, and there's no substitute for this level of competition in this tournament. This is great stuff. This is like an Omaha bracket.
Yeah, it sure is. Good strikeout from Kinnear there. Coach, you've obviously a Florida State player. You've come back head coach of your alma mater. What is the culture that defines Florida State baseball?
Well, the expectation is that you win consistently and at a very high rate, and part of this is hosting postseason events in our stadium. We have fantastic fans, and obviously it's easier to get to Omaha when you can host it. And I've been to some really difficult places in regionals and supers. We went to Knoxville with Notre Dame and Starkville. Those are about as tough as it gets. Right. So if you can perform and play from start to finish, you have an opportunity to end up at home, and we have great fans and there's a good environment. So that's step one, and then you really have to win those things and you get them at home. And that's an obligation we have, and this program is expected to be in Omaha, and then at some point we need to win this thing. So I hope we're on track getting out of the gates here. I know yesterday was an unfortunate unfolding of events with losing really 2 guys on 1 play, but we have enough to cover. We'll be okay, but we've got to play a little bit better to make these expectations come true at the end of the year.
Well, Coach, 2 quick outs from Kinnear. We appreciate the time today. We appreciate you helping us out all week long to get ready for this. Best of luck rest of the game and the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys. Enjoyed it.
Link Jarrett, 4th season.
Man, what a job he's done as well. And 2-time National Coach of the Year. Did it at Notre Dame back in '94 at Florida State. A couple of seasons ago, and he talked about it, the expectation level for Florida State. It's different than a lot of folks, different than a lot of programs, and they expect to get to the supers every year. And like he said, the College World Series is always an expectation when you're playing in a Seminole uniform.
Top of the order with Mac Moyer for Nebraska. For Florida State last year, 40-16 record, 17-10 in ACC play. They win 1 game there, then lose to North Carolina, host an NCAA regional. beat Mississippi State 5-2 to advance to the Supers in Corvallis, where they see their season end. But this inning ending courtesy of the strikeout. Getting him looking. Kinnear has come in, done some nice work.
Sure has. Get the Seminoles back in the dugout. 3 up, 3 down here in the second. Florida State coming to hit.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field, with special live performances from two-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run. Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That ball is history!
And you're reminded there really are only 2 seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
Florida State 4-1 record. They opened their season against James Madison. 2 wins there, then a game canceled due to rain. Played Jacksonville 13-3. That ended early in 8. Friday here, they defeat Michigan 6-1. Saturday, losing 8-5 to Auburn. Came out all over Auburn, scoring 4 runs, but then the Auburn pitching was to the task. Big reason, Pat, why Auburn walks out of this thing with some hardware. Just saw them win earlier, and they champions the Auburn Tigers 3-0 as they were able to score 7 unanswered that beat Florida State. But Coach talked about a couple of injuries, losing a couple guys. You talked and asked him about replacing high-level production for a team that was 1 game away from going to Omaha last year.
Yeah, they lost a ton. It's and it's hard to replace those guys, especially players that have been in the program for a while. He developed some great talent. Most of those guys get drafted.
Back up the middle. First out. First down goes Gabe Frazier.
Yeah, 11 major league draft picks last year off the Florida State roster, and so they knew they had to go hit the portal, fill in some of these gaps. They always do a good job of developing young players, but they lost Lodice and Farrow, Max Williams, Gage Harrelson. Then they lost pitchers like Jamie Arnold, Joey Vellini, Joe Charles, and Peyton Prescott. And that's just a lot of talent. They did a great job, did Link Jarrett and his staff, and they found some high-profile transfers, and Trey Beard being one of those.
Talked about the potential availability of Beard. Middle infield, replacing there, as you mentioned. Asked about his strengths for the team. Said nice moments out of the bullpen. The octane level, the bullpen is do it again. Back up the middle to second. Jet butt to Sanderson. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, that's what you'll see with Gavin Blackowitz when he's on. It's that vertical movement of the fastball. Just a great sinker, especially down in the zone, and gets a ton of ground balls. Back to back from Frazier and Schmela to open the inning.
First pitch to Stutzer, bounced in the dirt. John Stutzer, freshman from Marietta, Georgia.
Tyler, traditionally in baseball on getaway day, players know that typically the home plate umpire has a bigger plate. We are seeing that in action. A couple of players rung up on pitches that they disagreed with, but Rick Allen, home plate umpire, is sending the message early. Boys, you better be swinging it today.
I'm laughing because last night, funny enough, I saw a TikTok of a guy that was going out to ump a City League game. He said, I got somewhere to be. Strike zone going to be big.
Yep.
Must have been listening to us this weekend.
Well, you know, the first game on a Sunday goes a little long, right? Now you're playing catch-up, trying to get these teams out because they've got to fly back and get these guys back in school on Monday. We are not complaining, Rick Allen.
I love it.
Keep
2-2, 2 outs. No runners on. Stutzer awaits. Blackowitz delivers. I was cracking up when I saw that. So for you to tell the exact same story. Yeah, it's Rick Allen behind home, Tim Winningham at first, Mark Hutchinson at second, and Mark Winters at third. Hey, that's real. You know, travel schedules are real. There's a lot of weather expected in the Northeast, East Coast of the country, and these kids have class. And how about the start for Nebraska? They want to get back home with at least a win under their belt from their time down here in Texas. Blackowitz goes a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, nice job by Gavin Blackowitz. Has everything working so far, making life tough on these Seminoles.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap. A crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forrest Frank, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live at a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at forrestfrank.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forrest Frank.
Jesus is coming down.
Produced by TVR.
Nebraska with a 3-3 record. Opening weekend, they were down at the MLB Desert Invitational, 3-1 record. UConn, Northeastern, Grand Canyon. They lose to Stanford 11-6, but Bet you talked about for Nebraska their time here. Close games. 2 games, 2 losses, both by 2 runs.
Yeah, they've been in both those games and playing well. Pitching defensively, they've been outstanding, but offense kind of sputtered out of the gate. Both of those games. Did have a 2-0 lead in game 1. Louisville came back and scored 4 late to beat them.
Buck in play past the outstretched glove of Fisher at short. So a single and a double for Buck thus far.
Yeah, he's making an immediate impact. Transfer from a Division II school, Washburn, and he is showing you he can handle pitching at this level. Off to a great start this season. Average now at 429.
That'll work. Sanderson had the walk. Eager to swing. Fouls the first one off.
Chris Kinnear settled things down in relief of Peyton Monka. Retired 5 in a row until that single by Buck. Got a little funk in the delivery. You see that closed left foot, his lead foot. Comes up close and a little jerky up top before that release. Really hides the ball well.
Runner going at 1-1. Hit and run was on. Looking for third. Buck. Runners on the corners. Sanderson delivering with the single. Back-to-back now for Nebraska.
Yeah, not sure if that was a hit and run. It looked like Buck was just straight stealing, but works out in the favor of Sanderson as, of course, Miles Bailey, the first base for Seminoles, was holding him on. That ball hit right between the gap at first and second. Sanderson takes advantage of the base runner and moves him to third base. So, well executed run and hit.
A good situation for Overbeek. Delivered with the sac fly. Out to left. His first at bat.
Overbeek, an aggressive hitter. Of course, you expect an RBI guy to be aggressive, but also really good plate discipline. Tough guy to strike out.
.293 average last year, 13 doubles, triples, 6 home runs. He's tied for second on the team in total hits coming into this one.
Good job that time by Nathan Schmela. Knocked that ball down, kept it right in front. Keeps Case Sanderson from advancing at first base.
Buck over at third. Swing and a miss. It's a big out for Kinnear.
Yeah, nice changeup that time for Kinnear. That ball just bottom fell out of it. 81 mile an hour on the gun, and good arm side tailing action with that changeup.
Puts one out on the board. Runners remain on the corners for Carey. Dillon, 2 RBI double.
Carey's always had a good glove, great defensive player. Will Bolt did not expect him to be back this year in a Cornhusker uniform, but
another one right past the glove of the shortstop diving Fisher. That brings home Buck. Nebraska with their 4th run.
just a good piece of hitting there from Dylan Carey. Got that ball out over the plate, extends his arms and able to pull it through that hole between third and short as Fisher goes diving for it.
3rd RBI of the day.
Carey's just a great veteran presence in that Husker lineup.
Cole Kitchens watches the first fall short and graze the dirt. Struck out his first at bat. Runners going, that tips off the glove of Schmela. Gets back to the netting and both runners will advance a base.
Yeah, Schmela saw what we did. Sanderson was dancing off second base. You see him trying to kind of come out of that squat early. But Kinnear missed so badly on the pitch. Schmela's getting ready to try to deliver that throw to third base and just kind of yanked that slider into the left-handed batter's box. So both runners advance.
Kitchens all over the pitch. This into the glove of the third baseman. Frazier who makes the throw, but the runner crosses and Sanderson heading down to home to make it now 5 on the board.
Yeah, that's how big a wild pitch can affect an inning, and might have been a double play ball hit right to Frazier at third base. Instead, it turns into an out. Another run across the board for Nebraska.
Aggressive start offensively, but also an aggressive approach at the plate, it looks like, for Nebraska. It's an aggressive swing. Chance for Fisher to end the inning, stretching out to make the grab. Bailey, but 2 more to the tally. 5-0. Nebraska leads after the top of 3. Florida State trying to cut into that deficit when we come back.
We can feel it Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
Every pitch.
Got him swinging!
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front!
From pregame to postgame. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch, watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network, the official home of Rangers Baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
Bottom of the third inning, 5-0, Nebraska leading, joined by their head coach, Will Bolt. Coach, was your team charged up from watching USA Hockey capture the gold? They've definitely brought some momentum to the field offensively. What do you like? What are they doing?
Yeah, there was a little bit of trash talk. We have a Canadian that's a pretty big hockey fan, and so there might have been some trash talk in there this morning. But no, they were ready to play, and we've been ready to play the first 2 games. We just need to play 9 complete.
There you go, Will. Well, tell Mike and Miller he can just hang with it. We got the gold, so good news. Hey, Will, you've done a great job here at Nebraska. Of course, your alma mater, but you and Rob Childress have been together a long time. What does he bring to the program in your pitching department?
Yeah, I mean, he's, in my estimation, he's the best pitching coach in the country. I'm blessed and honored to have him back here and coaching at Nebraska and mentoring these young men and coaching them up and teaching them how to compete and throw strikes. And he recruited me out of high school. I was a scrawny infielder, and he took a chance on me. And we've been together a long time, and I'm just thankful to have him here.
Yeah, I love that. I got to know Rob well when he was at A&M, and love the conversations around pitching with him. But how about the job of Gavin Blackowitz? He's throwing babies right now, looking good.
Yeah, his first career start last week, and he's got a good heater. As you can tell, there's some ride to it. Just mixing his pitches and getting him off that fastball and just continuing to pound the zone is what he needs to do here with a 5-0 lead.
Coach, you guys got a great fan base always. A lot of red in the house, in your shade of red. What is it like to bring those fans and give them the opportunity to play down here in this big league ballpark?
Yeah, this is incredible. This atmosphere for our players to be able to play in a big league ballpark. It's an easy flight, from Nebraska down here, and just, our fans travel great wherever we go for every sport. It never ceases to amaze our Husker fans that just continue to show up for us and for every sport, like I said. And there's a big alumni base in North Texas as well. So, they get excited when we come down this way.
Coach, we appreciate your time today, the time you spent with us all week to give us the insight. Best of luck today, rest of the season.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
McCauley fouling that back. Still first time through the order for Florida State. It was Chase Williams that grounded out to second. It's now Carter McCauley, 9-hole hitter, senior from Pensacola, Florida. Count 1-2. Back-to-back Big Ten tournament titles for Nebraska. played in Omaha. They won 5-0 against UCLA. It was their 6th conference championship in program history, the first 8 seed to win the conference tournament.
Well, such a great story for Will Bolt and the Huskers. And as Blackowitz gets another strikeout, make that 4 on the day so far. 4 to the first 9 Seminoles he's faced. But, of course, Will Bolt, going back to his playing days, captain of the 01-02 team at Nebraska.
He said that's how my playing days in my career started at Nebraska, was we got success in the conference tournament, and we built upon that. They went to the Chapel Hill Regional. After such, lose to Oklahoma 7-4, then beat Holy Cross 4-1. Then Oklahoma ends their season, but building on something with his alma mater.
No doubt. Again, a guy that's resetting the expectation level like Link Jarrett is with Florida State. Certainly Will Bolt. 3 conference titles, 3 regionals in the past 5 seasons. Nebraska baseball's always been solid, but he is raising that level of expectation, and great to see.
Braden Dowd lined out his first at bat to left field.
You talk about Rob Childress recruiting him as a player, and then he went to work with Rob's staff when Childress was the head coach at Texas A&M.
Ball hit hard up the first base line, but easy work over there for Sanderson. That is a solid 1-2-3 inning yet again for Blackowitz on the mound. His team leading 5-0.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
Seeing it.
Welcome back to Arlington, home of the Texas Rangers. Nebraska leading 5-0, top of the 4th inning, joined by a former Texas Ranger. Pete O'Brien, first you did some pitching earlier today. How'd it go?
I did. I made sure it was 40 feet away instead of 60, and I got it to the catcher, so I was pretty pleased.
Works out great for a former outfielder, right, Pete? Yeah. Awesome to have you in the booth with us, and of course, former Nebraska Cornhusker.
That's right.
Yeah, did bring back some good memories to see your Big Red here in town.
Yeah, it sure did. I've been on a thread with the old teammates that I played with in '78, '79. So we had some really fun teams back then as well, and it's great to see these guys off to a really good start.
Could you ever have imagined your playing days in college, that college guys would be playing in a venue like this against opponents like this at this time of year?
Yeah, they were there, but they were very Spartan, those types of tournaments. But yeah, for these guys to be able to be able to play on venues like this, got to be a thrill for them. I know it would have been for me, for sure.
Yeah, Pete, tell us maybe a highlight or two from your career back at Nebraska.
So yeah, in '78, '79, it was interesting. We had about 8 players off a summer league team in Southern California that John Sanders, he wanted some Californians, so he took 8 of us off that summer league team.
Wow.
We went back to Lincoln, and we meshed really well with the group there, a bunch of great guys, and then we were off and running. I think we made the regionals that year or the year after, and went up to the Northeast and played St. John's, who had John Viola and John Franco.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah,
some pretty good pitchers back in the day, but we had a really fun squad there.
New pitcher comes in for Florida State, Trey Beard, now the one on the mound, as we just saw Mike and Miller fly out. How about what Coach Bolt is doing? What's your relationship like with the program now? Do you speak to the players, talk to the guys about your days?
You know, I haven't had a chance to talk to the club. You know, I followed them, and Will's doing a great job. You know, this atmosphere now in college baseball, I mean, you are out there on the road, you know, finding some players and doing all the recruiting that you can do, and he's put together a great squad. I was able to talk to the catcher, and he said, yeah, this team's very close, and they look forward to coming out to the ballpark.
Well, Pete, how's it feel for you come back to the stadium now? I mean, obviously you roam the outfield at the other ballpark.
Yeah.
But across the street here, what a beautiful facility.
It really is. It really is. And, you know, even the ballpark I played in, which was the old one.
That's right.
You know, Turnpike Stadium.
The old AAA stadium.
The old AAA stadium. But, yeah, Texas has been a great spot. And, you know, obviously we've had some great years with the Rangers here recently. So it's been fun. It's been fun to follow the Rangers and the Huskers.
You two both live here, but just kind of wax on that, what baseball means to this Metroplex DFW area.
Yeah, they've been supportive. They really have. And you know, for them to get rewarded with a World Series was phenomenal. And this is a great fan base. And if, you know, you're playing some good ball, they will support you. And I enjoyed 7 years here, which was just phenomenal before I went to Cleveland. And so, you know, they're on a good trajectory. I think, you know, they got the new skipper now, and we'll see if that great staff can hold up.
Yep, no doubt. Well, Pete, you know, it's a little bit different type of game now. These guys get to come out here and be in a 70-degree stadium. You had to play in that 105-degree heat back in your day.
Back in the day, and you know, when I was with the Huskers, we came down to Texas to play to get out of the snow, obviously. But I remember days at the old Auto Bombing Stadium in Lincoln, where we were playing with the you know, with the snow drifts behind home plate and all that. But it was a great experience. I loved my time in Lincoln. It was just fabulous.
Well, we have appreciated time you have spent with us. Pete O'Brien, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Florida State will head to the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning. Noah Sheffield with his second at bat. First, he was hit by a pitch. Pops Gary, you may be familiar. 8 teams in the MLB from '88 to 2009. 9-time All-Star. I was a big Gary Sheffield fan growing up. That bat waggle.
I was not. I had to face him. Not a fun guy to pitch against.
What about Gary? dad made him so difficult?
Oh man, just a monster of a hitter, and always had to respect his power. And yeah, it's so funny to see Noah with the same bat wiggle as his dad. I wonder where he picked that up, right?
It's trademarked, but you can pass it down
only
if you're
a
in the family.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I know it's an exciting time for Noah, obviously, and the pressures of growing up with a dad as a major leaguer, and it is different. You step onto that ball field, you're just expected to play at a high level, and so it's a little bit of a target on your back as a young player. But he has handled it well. Got just a mature, makeup, high character guy, and
8 games played last year. A hot shot to short. And Carey is able to deal with, make the throw. Cheer of the Nebraska faithful.
Yeah, that ball was 103 off the bat. Just an absolute bullet to Dylan Carey. That's one of those ones as a shortstop, you're just like, watch your lips, man. Don't take this one in the noggin. That'll knock a few chiclets out, but good scoop at first base by Case Anderson.
How about Blackowitz, what he's doing on the mound thus far?
Yeah, he's doing his job. He's keeping the ball down in the zone, and Florida State's had some balls hit hard, but right at the infield of Nebraska, and these guys are making some plays behind Blackowitz.
Retired 9 consecutive since he hit Sheffield in that first inning. Bailey struck out first time up. Talked about the power for Miles.
Yeah, it's definitely a guy in that lineup you just don't want to make mistakes with. And like Jarrett said, he's hit some balls over the course of his career at Florida State that TrackMan can't even get the the velocity off of it. They've been hit so hard.
He broke the TrackMan.
Broke the TrackMan.
Well, the TrackMan couldn't track.
Couldn't track it.
He wasn't working. See what he has here, awaiting the 1-1 pitch. That ball is hard hit. Enough for it. Going back. Yes. Asking you shall receive. Talking about the power. Buck 07 off the bat. Wow.
Yeah, not the hardest one we've seen this weekend, but 107 exit velo, the launch angle at 38. That ball was up in the air for a long time, and it was just a matter of how far into the stands it was going to go. But you can see the backspin he creates with that swing. He didn't think he got all of it, but that just shows you the kind of power that Miles Bailey has. That ball was a pop-up that just drifted out and kept going.
Team needing someone to get a hit off Blackowitz, and Bailey does. 396 feet of it. Leave to that left field porch. You had to be careful. I got burned by one out there earlier. Make sure that it was completely over the fence this time.
Well, that is a strong human. Miles Bailey
hitting.
Just muscled that ball out of here.
7-0s on the board. Cal Fisher struck out looking. Fans at that pitch. For a pitcher, after you give up a home run and a big home run, mentality, what do you do?
Yeah, you just got to refocus quick. You got to flush it. Get the next pitch.
How?
Yeah, how? Sometimes it's a challenge, right? Yeah, there's that little guy standing on your shoulder that kind of whispers in your ear sometimes, right? Yeah, you just made that mistake. Don't make another one. And you got to keep those negative thoughts out, right? You got to stay positive and say, okay, I missed my spot there. That changeup, that slider just hung in the zone. Just a bad pitch. And you get back to doing what you've been doing. And for Blackowitz, he's been really successful. He's made one mistake that got hammered, but by a guy that typically hammers baseball. So you just say, that's it, one hitter. Let's go to the next guy. What you like about Blackowitz is he's pounding the strike zone. You get a 5-0 lead, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Let's make Seminoles beat you with the bats.
Using his defense as well as another one relayed over by Carey. That for the second out to get Fisher.
Yeah, right back at him. That was not a good swing by Fisher. Just really trying to fight that ball off, coming down and in. Very similar pitch that he was rung up on, so felt like he had to let it go there. And again, Blackowitz doing exactly what he needed to do there, is just get right back into the strike zone, force contact.
Gabe Frazier.
Yeah, so far for Glavin Blackowitz, he's thrown 49 pitches, 32 of those for strikes. Outstanding strike-to-ball ratio, and that's what your team wants you to do when you get that lead.
4 strikeouts across the 13 batters' face. He's hit 1. 6 groundouts. 1 in the air. Lone blemish. The home run we saw 2 batters ago.
Yeah, a little short with that changeup that time. Kind of slowed that arm down.
'86 comes back with.
When you say a left-handed hitter swing through a cut fastball like that, that just tells you how tight a spin, really difficult to pick it up off his hand.
Where's he go here?
Not there. Yeah. Tried to come back with that cut fastball again, just kind of pulled it. Yeah, Link Jarrett's claiming that that ball may have hit the foot of Gabe Frazier, and he's asking the umpires to get some help on it. He said, if nobody else saw it, we're going to challenge it.
We want a review.
Yep, he's checking with his umpiring crew. Nobody saw it, so Jarrett will challenge that ball clipped off the foot of Frazier.
I don't know.
Yeah, hard to see there. He's claiming it did. It was caught cleanly by Mike and Miller, the catcher for the Huskers. So that's going to be a really hard one to overturn unless any of the umpires heard something, saw it. They came together and said they did not. I see Miller's glove touch the shoe. Maybe that's what Frazier felt. Not sure. He kind of lifted that toe up as that pitch was coming across. I'm not sure if it was the glove or the ball that he felt.
This should be the look.
Yeah, I think the ball hits the glove. I think the glove.
Maybe it was a glove that hit.
Foot. Yeah.
That could have then gave the visual, or possibly something audibly that.
I'm not seeing anything there that indicates it hit the shoe of Frazier. I think this call is going to stand. It'll be a ball. Should give us a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I'm trying to look at shoelace, tongue of the shoe. Does anything move other than the foot up himself, which he seemed to initiate the roll onto the outside of his foot? But that glove and the ball seemed well above it. We can see the ball maybe 2-3 inches clear of the foot of Gabe.
Well, taking a long time to look at this. They've had about 4 different angles. I think the one that was the center field camera angle was the best, and so they have said no, that ball did not make contact, and Gabe Frazier will place himself back in that batter's box. So Florida State loses the challenge. They have 1 left.
Count will be 3-2, no runners on, 2 outs. Seminoles got their first hit this inning. Blackowitz had been cruising prior to the solo shot from Miles Bailey. He's got 2 ground outs. Sandwiched around that home run, trying to get Frazier here. So he'll do it again. The count full. Had the bat out, pulled it back in time to earn himself a free pass.
Yeah, good at bat for Frazier. Worked the walk. First one given up today by Blackowitz. Second free pass did hit Sheffield back in the first inning. He's been sharp today. Good command. He's really challenged the strike zone and forced contact with this Florida State lineup.
Schmela, starting catcher. Grounded out to second his first time up. 6-year from Ashburn, Virginia. Looking for his first hit of the season. As a pitcher, they don't know that deep into the scout, right? Or somebody saying, hey, this guy doesn't have a hit.
Well, they do, yeah. I mean, there's so much scouting now in college baseball. You know everything about everybody.
But is he aware of that when he's going out there to pitch to start the at-bat? Is somebody like, look, challenge the hitter. He's looking for a hit.
That's the key. It's not he has no hits. It's like, hey, this is a guy you want to challenge.
Right.
Yeah, go
That's
right
what I was
him.
looking for
yeah,
more.
You
is, with your scouting report of saying, hey, this guy's hot, this guy's slumping, this guy, whatever it may be.
Right.
How directive they can get.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like force early contact. Like you don't need to make your best pitch, first pitch, just attack the strike zone, make him swing it.
And I'm sure every team, every coach, every pitching coach has different ways, catchers, to convey that information. Probably some more bluntly than others.
Yeah, it really is. It comes down to location too. They now using the PitchCon system. You see that the Huskers pitchers wear the actual watch. They look down and get their pitch from that watch.
Schmela underneath this ball. See if it's playable. Just for the fans.
Off the top of the dugout.
Oh, young fan took a spill. They're nimble. Got the ball. And a celebration. Count 1 and 2, 2 down. Blackowitz continues to deal. Nebraska looking sharp with him on the mound.
He is mowing him down despite giving up the home run to Miles Bailey. Blackowitz looking sharp. Huskers come back to hit with that 5-1 lead as we end the fourth.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Auburn walks away from Globe Life, victors in 3 games. On Friday, 5-1 victory over K-State gave the Wildcats their first loss, then 8-5 over Florida State, and then today using the long ball to register their 3rd victory, make it 8 consecutive times. Butch Thompson and the gang getting the trophy. The Amegy Bank College Baseball Series champions for this year. They are very comfortable, Pat, down here in Arlington.
Oh, man, are they ever. They are loaded. That team has just got so much talent. It is oozing out of that lineup and got some solid pitching to go with it, but they look like a formidable opponent in the SEC this year.
They're picked to finish 5th in that conference, but sporting a number 9 ranking. midst of our afternoon game, one more coming your way. Michigan, Kansas State to close out this weekend number 2. Pat Combs, Tyler Denning, rest of our FloCollege crew. Sun now poking through. Beautiful weather that we have had. Inside, as always, climate controlled, but outside as well. You can really see the outdoors. It's got a great feel with all the glass that you don't feel like you're playing inside as much as you really are, but you can get the games in. As Beard, they had talked about, we were in the middle of an interview when Florida State had gone to the pitching change, but Beard is a big name for the Florida State staff. Coach had told us that, hey, he is available. So Link Jarrett, they wanted to get long innings from Kinnear, but they go to Beard. What are you seeing, and what does he bring to this squad?
Yeah, well, absolutely one of the top arms out of the portal this past year, transferred from Florida Atlantic, and one of the most sought-after pitchers that entered the portal. But yeah, he was their Friday night starter. He had a 7-1 record last season, 3.14 earned run average in 86 innings. And you're exactly right. Link just said, man, we were fortunate to get him. He's just an outstanding left-handed pitcher, over the top slot with a good breaking ball. And the stats tell the story. He will make a huge impact on this rotation. Should be one of their top starters once he gets back and healthy. Of course, Link Jarrett said, hey, he's been battling some sickness.
Lost some weight.
Yeah,
so
probably won't go a ton of innings in this game.
But this the perfect type of opportunity to get him that work, to bring him back into the fold.
Got to get that arm strength built back up. And he was geared up, ready to go to start the season, but then suffered through some sickness. And he's been sidelined for about a week and a half. I would expect they'll try to get, somewhere 50 to 60 pitches if he can go that deep.
A different look, third pitcher that Nebraska has faced. The ground ball. Flipping it over to first for the first out in Jet Buck.
Yeah, that was Sanderson with the ground ball out.
Buck after the strikeout swinging. Overbeat. Swings at the first, stays fair. Just trickling down the third base line. 1-2-3 inning for Trey Beard. Steadying force for Florida State. Can they find their offense? Bottom of 5 when we come back. 5-1 contest. All 3 weekends of college baseball here at Globe Life Field benefit Shriners Children's Portion of ticket sales going to a worthy cause that is dedicated to improving the lives of children around the world. To donate, scan the QR code on your screen or visit collegebaseballseries.com. Some youngsters in the house. Jarrett Schramm, the VP of Rev, joined us earlier and told us how that came together with Shriners. Talked about the leaderboard and who won last week. I think it was the Arkansas Faithful.
Oh, yeah.
That raised the most amount of money. What a great cause to go to. Well, we get to cover some great games.
We heard some hog calls and some folks opening up their wallets. It was a great show by all the clubs last weekend. We actually had the leaderboard going on. They raised over $260,000 last weekend for Shriners Children's, and just amazing support by fans in the ballpark and at home. Thank you for all you have done to support Shriners.
And we got to speak with some team ambassadors, young fans representing each team that were up in the booth with us last week. Got to make their broadcasting debuts. Some go down on the field, throw out pitches, come on TV. What a cool experience. Stutzer, the batter, at the plate.
Yeah, Florida State looking to get the offense going. It's been a tough trial here against Blackowitz.
Where are their opportunities? Is there something that you're seeing that they can try to capitalize on, or is Blackowitz just bringing great stuff today?
Yeah, he's got command of all of his pitches, and he's pitching off the slider well. The fastball that we talked about that has a ton of movement. It's just really hard to square this guy up, and especially working ahead like he's done. He's making it difficult. He's only been behind a couple of hitters. Love to see it. Forcing contact. Of course, made 17 appearances out of the bullpen last year for the Huskers. 4 of those were starts. And he's got a big strike zone to work with. You love to pitch on a day like this.
Moving his way through the Seminoles hitting lineup. Take one more look. The strikeout pitch.
And that ball was above the zone, but Miller's done a good job of framing those pitches up. He's bought probably 4 or 5 strikes for Blackowitz.
Chase Williams, 8-hole, second time up, grounded out first time to second.
Well, if you're Florida State on offense, you just got to know you get to 2 strikes, you got to expand the zone. Still have that same discipline in your approach. The way that Blackowitz fastball gets that arm side run with these left-handers, need to start thinking about up the middle, left center in their approach. And that's a pitch that was called a strike earlier, but didn't get it that time.
That's what I was wondering. Looked the same as 3 pitches ago, 2 pitches ago. Hey, from our angle, you know, we don't have the vantage point that Rick Allen does. .3-0, ball 4. Issue 2 watch. Blackowitz, the one hit batter. The lone hit, the home run from Bailey. So an effective day thus far into the bottom of the 5th inning. 68 pitches.
You got some elite speed at first base, and Chase Williams. He's a great defensive center fielder, can absolutely fly. And
Kerry wants to come down to chat with his pitcher and catcher from the shortstop position.
yeah, I think Blackowitz may have been a little frustrated with a couple of those calls on Williams. And again, you just got to flush that and move on. And great call by Dylan Carey, just one of the senior leaders. And coming in, so give his pitcher some words of wisdom and encouragement. Get back in there. Let's go. Need strikes. 5-1 lead.
Ball hard hit out to center, finding the range. Moyer makes the grab. Nothing doing for the runner, Williams. McCulley down top of the order with 2 down.
Ball was well struck, but just missed it. Had a tad underneath it.
Good swing. Hey.
Swing by McCulley.
There's bench telling him such.
Yeah, there you go. Hear it from the dugout. The only reason Chase Williams may not attempt to steal here, down 4 runs, unless he feels like he can get an awfully good jump. Nebraska playing the guessing game. They pitch out first pitch.
Dowd in the leadoff is lined out to left as the runner does go. Drop by Mike and Miller. No opportunity to make a throw as Williams puts himself in scoring position.
Yeah, that's one he could have stuck in his back pocket anyway, because Williams got a big jump. And anytime you have a pitch out, I like to see at least a move or two to first base. You know, with giving up a ball there, you're probably going to send the runner. I think Jarrett says, all right, you guys are going to guess pitch out. We're going to run the next pitch.
Now going over to third, throwing and sliding off the bag. Tagged out is Williams. Nebraska bench is pumped. The fans are pumped. The defense delivers to get out number 3.
Yeah, that's just something that can't happen when you're down 5-1. Williams guessing on that steal there, and good job by Blackowitz. The infield yelled, hey, step off. He doesn't panic, doesn't balk. Delivers a strike to Overbeek at third base. He applies the tag.
Nebraska trying to build on a 5-1 lead. Registered their first win of their time here at the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. 3 in the first, 2 in the third. At the top of the 6th inning, Trey Beard continues to work for Florida State, their third pitcher. Manka was chased early, gave way to Chris Kinnear. Tried to eat some space and stretch for Link Jarrett, who had told us that they wanted to get the ball to Beard, who is coming back off a stomach bug and being sick and losing weight. Trying to put stamina back on. He on the mound.
Well, he's going to be an absolute dude in this rotation for the Seminoles. And
2-2 pitch, back up the middle, deep behind second base. Nice play and throw from McCulley to get the out.
And McCulley playing back around that shortstop area. The shift was on against Dylan Carey and perfectly positioned. Has to go to the backhand, but makes a strong throw across the diamond. Get back to Beard. Yeah, he's not overpowering. The fastball is going to sit upper 80s, but that over-the-top slot has a great curveball, nasty changeup, and this guy just knows how to flat pitch. Really solid command of all three pitches.
Cole Kitchens. Clipped.
Yeah, tried to go in with that fastball, just kind of got away from Beard, and that was solid, right in the rib cage.
It had an exit velocity of 7.3 and a distance of 6.7.
That was a thud. Oh man,
it's registering up
that had to hurt
on the board in terms of like it was a hit.
Kitchen just act like no big deal, man. That ball stuck in his rib cage and just dropped straight down.
Try to get the miles per hour to see how hard it was, and
it was 88 on the gun.
Well, it went 7 feet off of the body of Kitchens. Earned himself bag.
Well, there's a bit of back and forth here with Link Jarrett and home plate umpire Rick Allen. They're going to come out here in the field to discuss instead of yell across the diamond. It looked like
any ideas to
Nathan Schmela was asking about the communications issue with they wear a earpiece.
Schmela, the catcher for Florida State.
Yeah, he's got the pitch comm working. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about, but
Jeske, look at the strike.
Jeske had a great fall for the Huskers and really adds a ton of value to this lineup. He's an athletic catcher. Can play some outfield. That's exactly where he's stationed today and left. As that ball gets away from Schmela.
Away from Schmela, and the pinch runner who came in, Preston Freeman, after Kitchens was hit. Freeman goes over to second. So whatever it was, it kind of feels like it disrupted a rhythm that Trey Beard had going. That stoppage, albeit momentarily, but maybe something prior to that.
Yeah, a couple of pitches now wide of the zone. Of course, that one that he plunked Kitchens with, and then that breaking ball gets away.
This ball going far out to left field. Couple hops in, did not do Dowd well as the ball gets over his head, and coming home does Freeman. As Jeske puts another across the board for Nebraska.
Well, that ball was just absolutely bolted off his bat. 104-mile-an-hour exit velo, and it just barrels that ball up. You see him pull those hands in. That pitch had to kind of middle in on the plate. Does a good job of getting the barrel to it. It just absolutely blasted over the head of Braden Dowd. Dowd broke back on it pretty quick, but then just the flight, the carry on that ball all the way to the wall.
Kept going.
Yeah.
First pitch swung on out to Center by Miller, waved home is the runner in Jeske. Doesn't spend long on the base paths as Nebraska finding some more offense.
Yeah, great job by the bottom of this Husker lineup, and couple of back-to-back hits from Jeske and Miller, and just like that, they push that lead to 6 runs.
As a coach, you gotta love it when it comes from the bottom third, bottom half of the lineup.
Oh, man, that gets the energy going in the dugout for sure, and this might be it for Trey Beard. Of course, we talk about him just trying to get back healthy, and didn't expect to see him stretched today. Mike Capozzi, the pitching coach for the Seminoles, out for that long walk. There has been some throwing in the bullpen.
Talking with Coach Jarrett of Florida State, he did say Beard was available. It didn't feel as if they wanted to go to him. They could go to him if needed. And based on how Manka started and then how it went with Kinnear after, they chose to put Beard in and see if he could hold some ground. It's brought them to the top of the 6th inning, where 2 have crossed for Nebraska in the 9-hole. Drew Grego.
Well, Beard had gone 2 innings of clean baseball and had not given up a hit prior. Now he's given up hits to back-to-back Huskers.
Great job, Ted.
He's thrown 30 pitches, 21 of those for strikes, but last couple of hitters starting to get a little wide of the zone.
That one bounces short of the catcher and off of home for ball 2. Grego ground out to second, fly out to center.
Yeah, 3rd pitch in a row that's not close. Beard may have just run out of gas.
I was going to ask, and you had alluded to it, maybe just a fatigue issue and trying to work the stamina back up. That across for a strike. Ball 4.
Yeah, a couple of free passes that have in between those 2 hits now, and 4 straight Huskers have reached base.
Top of the order, Moyer into the box, in Florida State, it looks, will go to the bullpen. 4th pitcher we will see for the Seminoles, tell you who. It's Nebraska leading 7-1, 2 runs in this top of the 6th inning. 2 on with just 1 down when we come back. Trey Beard will sit. Fourth pitcher we will see for Florida State on the game, Gabe Nard coming in.
Yeah, Nard, the Duke transfer, came over during the winter break. He's been outstanding. He is a senior. He's been used quite often. Appeared in 21 games as a freshman, 30 as a sophomore, 29 last season. Could be a key piece of this bullpen for Florida State going forward.
What's the pitch repertoire look like?
Yeah, he is a strike thrower, and it's a sinking fastball, slider, and a changeup. Pitches well off the slider. And that low 3/4 release.
It's to start with the top of the order. McMoyer reached safely and scored off a walk in the first inning, struck out and grounded out. 2 at-bats following.
Nard making his second appearance this season. Got roughed up in his only inning, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. That was at Jacksonville.
Count full, 2 runners on with 1 out. Nard delivers to Moyer. Ball gets past Shmela. Both runners push forward, but no further than that as Moyer trots down to first.
Pitch that Shmela tried to grab. That ball looked like it was going to hit off the top of the shoe of Mac Moyer, but Shmela able to locate it towards that Florida State dugout.
Already 2 hits for Jet Buck. Single, double. Struck out though last time up. Nebraska has scored 2. Could it be more?
In the middle of this Husker lineup, and got a chance to bust this wide open with a hit or 2. These bases loaded.
7 hits, 7 runs, 7 runs batted in Friday and Saturday. 2 games combined, 14 hits, 5 runs. This ball out to center. Legging in to make the grab, will make the throw, and diving to the grass. See if the tag was applied. It was not. So a nice job by Williams to secure the catch for the out, but equally good to run down Mike and Miller on the good throw to give the defense a chance, but another run score, 7-1.
Yeah, Miller testing the arm of Williams out in center field. That ball was hit really shallow, and you saw Williams chasing hard in, then gets his feet set. Does a nice job of making a strong throw to the plate. Unfortunately, drifted up the third baseline. Otherwise, Miller would have been out easily at the plate, but that throw off the direction of where he was trying to go with it.
Miller, that left foot, just right over the glove.
Go down as a sac fly for Buck. Yeah, just barely missed the tag there.
Great effort by all involved in the play, but a run, 8-1.
thought Sanderson could have tagged at second base as well when that ball went all the way through, but he holds the bag at second.
Sanderson swinging past that.
Yeah, a lot of arm side run for Gabe Nard on that sinking fastball, and that's a pitch that Sanderson's going to have to try to go back up the middle with. Trying to get him to chase that changeup.
Has scored twice, hit once with a single. And that will shut the book on the inning, but Nebraska scoring 3 more, 8-1 they lead, bottom of the 6th inning. Florida State trying to cut into the deficit. When we come back. How about this for both head coaches in this matchup? Link Jarrett. Look at those uniforms for the Seminoles. Two-time All-American shortstop from 91 to 94. Getting to come back and coach his alma mater. And Will Bolt, a graduate of Nebraska, 2003. When I first saw this picture, I thought, is he, are we about that? He's looking to apply the tag. He's
there you go.
Looking to swing a punch. But both these guys, so much pride in not just their universities, but the head coaching position and what they do in coaching these young men and teaching through the game of baseball.
Yeah, a great opportunity for both these guys. And, rare is it to find 2 head coaches that both played at their alma mater. But, Will Bolt, incredible story for Will Bolt. Of course, the captain of those World Series teams back in 2001 and 2 for Nebraska. And he has done an incredible job leading the Huskers back to some national prominence. And of course, Link Jarrett, where expectations are always high, but he was a 4-year starter at shortstop under the legendary coach Mike Martin. Had a great career, went to 3 College World Series as a player, and now has led the Seminoles back to 1 as a head coach.
New pitcher we just showed you, Colin Novacek. Comes in the stead of Blackowitz. How about the start for Gavin?
Yeah, great start for Blackowitz, and did everything he hoped to do today. Went out there with 3 pitches, commanded them all well. Only gave up the 1 hit. That was the home run for Miles Bailey, but what a start for Blackowitz. Goes the 5 innings, only the 1 hit, 1 earned run, walks 2, did hit a batter, struck out 6. Outstanding outing for Gavin Blackowitz.
Clean too as he gives the ball to the reliever in Novacek with the top of the order in doubt. It's a swing and a miss.
Good start for Novacek, and he'll feature a couple of different breaking balls. Has a slider and a curveball with that low 90s fastball, but a good swing and miss profile, and gets that slider up in the zone and right down, swings right through it.
Sheffield, who grounded out last time. It's just one of 3 Seminoles that have reached base.
Novacek could get some starts this season. He's got that kind of profile, but it's also going to be a key piece of that bullpen in kind of a piggyback situation like today. He's got it. Definitely could finish the game. He had built his arm strength up to start, or in this situation, go 4 innings to try to complete a game.
Sheffield with the count 2-2. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the relief appearance.
Yeah, left the changeup up in the zone, but Sheffield unable to keep his hands back and out in front of that pitch as that changeup dives away from him. 20-inch plate. Helps when a hitter doesn't pick it up and swings through it as well. He is landing the off-speed pitches for strikes. That's what you like to see.
When the pitchers are working good, though, does the plate expand, or is it always consistent?
Yeah. It can definitely expand if you're around the zone. Every pitcher in the world knows that, but yeah, if you're not throwing strikes, sometimes you don't get those calls. Those pitches that are, borderline.
Goes down to 8 inches. Underneath this ball, back over the netting. She was there.
Yeah, this is the hitter you definitely want a 20-inch plate with.
Bailey, the bright spot offensively for Florida State with the solo shot in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that guy just looks like a future major leaguer. He's got the look.
Waits the 2-2 with the bases empty and 2 out. The count goes full.
I think he comes back with that slider here. It's plenty of lead to work with, but just never want to give in to Miles Bailey.
Does not. Rears back, sits him down, strikes out the side. Coming in, Novacek. Impressive.
Yeah, nice fastball there, and good things happen when we work ahead, and certainly again here for Novacek. Does a great job with the 3 strikeouts in this 6th inning. Huskers going back to add some more runs.
All weekend long, Shriners Children's is challenging fans to see which team can raise the most money to help improve the lives of children around the world. Donations of any amount help Shriners Children's empower the extraordinary Donations of $100 or more earn an exclusive Shriners Children's t-shirt. To move your team up in the fundraising leaderboard, scan the QR code on your screen or visit shrinersshowdown.org to donate and support Shriners Children's today. Top 7. Final game here in Arlington at Globe Life for both of these teams. The Amegy Bank College Baseball Series here on FloCollege. Tyler Denning, Pat Combs. This game, 7 hits for Nebraska. They had a 3 spot in the first inning, hit the ground running, 2 more in the third, 3 more in the 6th. It's been their offense. It's been the story of the game thus far.
Sure has. Yeah, they have got out of the gate strong and just kept adding to the lead. It's really a game that's never been in doubt. Once the Huskers got up, and they, of course, got the great pitching performance, the great start from Gavin Blachowicz. And then Colin Novacek comes in and strikes out the first 3 hitters he faces. The offense got on track for the Huskers. That's exactly what Will Bolt was looking for today.
Sent 8 to the plate last inning in scoring those 3 runs, 7 to the plate in the first inning in which they scored 3.
Overbeek will be a big part of this lineup going forward, and Will Bolt thankful that he has him back and healthy. Had a foot injury, broke his foot, re-broke it in the fall, but healed up and he's back in there. Great defender at third base and a ton of pop at the plate.
That one muscles into left field. Effort from Frazier over at third. Tries to dive, cannot quite get it. The alpha dog, as labeled by Coach Will Bolt, and Overbeek on base.
Yeah, gets his first hit, and a good approach there. That fastball from Nard, it just darts down and away from the left-handed hitters, and definitely a guy that's difficult to pull from the left-handed side, and he goes the other way with it.
Coach had said Overbeek embodies the way that we want to play, so I'd asked him, well, what is that? What does that look like? And he'd said, pine tar on the helmet, blue-collar mindset, do whatever it takes. Doesn't ever move out of the way of the ball. And now that you see him and you see the helmet, yeah,
he's that guy. Yeah, great leader. Hard worker, and good to have him fully healthy and back in there.
Pat, what was the difference between dirty helmet and clean helmet guys?
Well, the dirty helmet guys, I mean, it's obvious, right? The pine tar has kind of got that unique look.
But what was their mentality difference? Was there something we saw, a dirty helmet guy that you knew?
Blue collar type guy, right? I mean, we used to call them dirt bags. The helmets were dirty, the uniforms were always dirty. That's a good thing in baseball, by the way. That's a good term. You want to be called a dirt bag.
Maybe not in other walks, but yes, term of endearment.
That's exactly
sign of respect.
Right.
You see the difference between Carey at the plate and nice crisp, clean red, and then Overbeek, one of their leaders. This ball out to right, ranging back, bounces off the wall and slamming into it. Stutzer. Carey on the horse. Carey rounding, going home in safely. Tours the bases. That'll get a little dirt on the jersey. Scores 2 more runs.
Yeah, Dylan Carey heard you, said, forget that clean look. I'm going to go ahead and get it dirty from head to toe on that head-first slide. The inside the park home run for Dylan Carey. That ball is driven off the right field wall, 100-mile-an-hour exit velo. Stetzer gave it a shot, ran into the wall, busted his head up against it as well. Hope he's okay out there in right field, but the ball bounds away Chase Williams before he could get to it. Makes a strong throw in, but Carey was wheeling around third base. He was not going to stop. And that is an inside the park homer for the Huskers.
Superman into home. See the layout, pounding the dirt. Chest bump of his teammate. Overbeat as both score. Make it 10-1. So let's take one more look at it.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to get out of here. It was just a bolt to right field, and yeah, Stetzer, you could hear how hard
you could hear the
hit that
contact.
ball.
Yeah.
Saw his hat fly off and made a great attempt. The ball was hit just below the yellow line.
Carey had about maybe 40 to 50 third base coaches over there. Did you see everybody in uniform and cheering were waving to say, go take home.
Yeah, there's nothing more exciting in baseball than an inside the Parker. Yeah, that was, and he was
20 seconds, they told me, in the truck.
Yeah, he was scooting. Good news was he was busting it out of the box. Had he not been running hard out of the box, there's no way they would have had to held him at third base. But that will be it for Gabe Nard. The Seminoles have made the change to their 5th pitcher this evening, 4th out of the pen.
That'll be Jake Eccles, the junior righty. We will take a break. Nebraska having some fun. Helps when your offense is doing what they've done. 10-1 they lead, top of 7. It now stands. It's a hard charge into this ball into center field. So Jake Eccles coming in. It's Preston Freeman, who had come on for Kitchens in the DH spot after he had gotten hit and scoring. Quick first out for Eccles.
Eccles, a 6'4", 170-pound junior from Orlando, and right-hander has made one appearance, pitched back on Monday against Jacksonville. Had a clean inning of work with a strikeout.
This one shot out to right. Stetzer looking all right after that contact with the wall to make the play for the second out.
Good job there. That ball was bolted as well. 105-mile-an-hour exit velo off the bat of Jeske, and great job catching that on the run. Ball looked like it was heading over his head.
So 2 batters face, 2 outs. Mike and Miller. Another one high in the sky, a trio of Seminoles converging. It ends up being Dowd that makes the grab. But an inside-the-park home run. Pat, you said one of the most exciting plays in baseball.
They're fun to watch. And pretty traditional. Ball hits off the wall. You got an outfielder trying to make a great catch. And Carey gets out of the box, sprints home, and bumps that Husker lead up to 9. Nebraska in control this one.
Globe Life has become a great place for college baseball early season before Major League season takes over. 6-year hosting. Started in 2021. Over 100 college games hosted in that span. Broke the single-day attendance record. 22,000 last weekend for TCU and Arkansas. Good crowd here. We've seen for this game. Coach Will Bolt for Nebraska talked about the presence of Nebraska fans in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Travel for them, but getting to come down. Opportunity to watch your team play 3 games here in the home of the Texas Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Quite a few Nebraska fans in Texas. I've got a daughter-in-law that grew up in the Omaha area. Became the first Miss Nebraska to win Miss USA.
Wow.
Back in 2018. So Sarah Rose Summers. Now Sarah Rose Combs. Big red. That they still wear it in her household, I promise you.
After 2 more for Nebraska, Florida State trying to find a way to cut into that lead. Nebraska fans would like to see 1 more potentially get out of here early.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I think that's a floss. Haven't seen that in a while. Fisher sits down. Novacek picking up right where he left off.
Yeah, 4 straight K for Novacek, and that big curveball working. Kind of a late defensive swing by Fisher, and just a nasty pitch.
Gabe Frazier looks at strike 1. Put some into that. Nothing doing. Easy work for Mac Moyer, the center fielder.
Boy, this is not an easy offense to shut down, but Huskers pitchers have just been outstanding today. And it doesn't matter what lineup you pitch against. When you work ahead, you mix your pitches up, usually good things happen. And that's exactly what we've seen from Gavin Blackowitz and now Colin Novacek. And both these guys just pounding the zone, working ahead, challenging these Seminole hitters to put it in play.
As mentioned, tight games, both prior for Nebraska. They held a lead against Louisville that they lost late in the 6th inning. And last night against Kansas State, another 2-run loss. But they have fired up their offense. They've gotten great pitching to complement it. Trying to walk out of here. on a good note with the win. Schmela struck out, grounded out.
Well, even with the 2 losses, Nebraska will be happy with the results here. You face a really good rated Louisville team and lose 4-2. You face a gritty, tough Kansas State team, who I think will be in the top quartile of the Big 12. Lose that game by a couple of runs, and then today you're smoking and a Florida State team that could very well get to the College World Series. So this is a really talented roster, and top to bottom, and the pitching has depth. I think Will Bolt will be really happy with these results.
Interestingly enough, for Nebraska, the team that they didn't get to play here in Arlington, the team that won this weekend, Auburn. Well, Nebraska will go down to play at Auburn on the 27th of this month.
And that walk for Schmela, that breaks a pretty good streak there for Novacek. He's had retired 5 in a row.
First traffic that he has seen and issued with Schmela. Stutzer, the right fielder, we saw run into the wall on that inside the park home run, but make a nice catch. And just fine. Fouling that pitch off. Count moves to 1-2. Ball hard hit over to short, but easy work. At least making it look that way. Probably a little harder than that, but Carey. They're out number 3, his team, with a 9-run lead. Remarkable difference in the offense for Nebraska today compared to Friday and Saturday. They've scored 10 runs in this game, just 5 across the 2. In the 2 days prior, 9 hits thus far, 4 extra base hits. As Drew Grego will start things off in the top of the 8th inning, leading by 9. Could get into run rule territory.
You had to say it, didn't you?
That's my job.
Not that we're superstitious or anything in this great game of baseball.
Big Ten preseason poll. They only project the top 6: UCLA, Oregon, USC, Nebraska, Indiana, and Iowa.
Yeah, I think the Huskers lineup, if this power continues to be a trend, that's going to bode well. I mean, they have got a really balanced lineup. We've already seen the physicalness, the speed on the base paths, and we're starting to see the power increase. It's going to make for some exciting times in Lincoln, Nebraska this spring.
You ever had a runza? You know what a runza is?
No.
It's a local delicacy in Lincoln. You go Nebraska volleyball, obviously one of the best programs in collegiate volleyball, but they serve a runza. I'll have to look it up. First time I ever did a match there. I said, well, you got to try a runza. I tried a runza. They've been scoring some runzas.
I was going to say, I've had the runzas, but not a runza. Oh, boy. I was trying to figure out where you're going with that one.
Yeah, it's a food, I'll tell you here. But if you've been to Lincoln and watched the game, you know how passionate their fan base is.
Oh, yeah.
Across all their sports.
Had some good steaks in Lincoln and Omaha, but not the runza.
It is a baked bread pocket sandwich filled with a savory mixture of ground beef, onions, and cabbage. Originated from German-Russian cuisine, popularized by the Nebraska-based fast food chain of the same name.
Well,
similar to a pierogi.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like one.
You know, I was thinking Polish with Novacek.
Right, all right, yep.
You know, who they have on the mound, and got me thinking back to the runza that I had.
Okay.
Food-wise, runza.
So you did have one. You experienced it.
I have eaten the runza.
Was it flavorful?
It's interesting. Yeah, it was good. I'm not a big onions guy, so.
All right. You can't order it the way you want it. Then it comes as
right.
A
it's already. It's almost like a cheesesteak. Like you can't get a cheesesteak and say, "Hey, hold the
cheese,
hold the steak, please." Top of the order, Mac Moyer.
Well, if you ever make it to Philadelphia,
oh yeah,
where I played,
I love Philly.
The key is, you probably know the story then. So you've got to have the Philadelphia cheesesteak, and you've got to decide Pat's or Geno's.
And you are?
Pat's.
Pat's.
Yeah, it's not just because of the namesake, but the Geno's is, if you like the greasier cheesesteak,
yeah,
that's a Geno. If you like a little cleaner cheesesteak, that's definitely Pat's.
Full count. Will not be anymore. Moyer will head back to the dugout after the strikeout.
Yeah, chase that high fastball delivery from Eccles. Well, you mentioned it earlier, Tyler. If the Huskers could plate one more and hold Seminoles, it would be a 10-run rule in effect.
We need their 3 outs. Florida State would get another chance at the plate.
They are the home team. Now, I do like this color, yellow, gold.
Gold.
Yeah, gold. We'll go with gold. Yeah, that picture we flashed up earlier with Link Jarrett.
That was yellow.
That looked like, a bunch of bananas out there playing baseball.
That was before they could, I think, make a uniform in this gold color, but garnet and gold, the official designation color-wise.
There you go.
How about, well, you want to talk something bigger conversation, MLB level, jerseys and jersey production, but let's talk jersey evolution. Fabrics, what guys get to play in now. What was it like for you when you were playing? Was it cotton?
Well, it was.
You spread it out, wool?
Thank goodness it wasn't wool. Not that old. But it was, it was cotton, and then some of that polyester stuff, and it just, yeah, I mean, those things were heavy. I mean, you would just sweat right through them. Nowadays with, I mean, he's got the little holes in them. They breathe well. Yeah, they're nice.
Back up the middle. What can Florida State do with this one? Getting an out as Grego goes over to second. Just enough time for McCulley running down to make the throw over and get Buck.
Yeah, good job. That was the only play he had. That jam shot for Buck, and does move Grego over, but a couple outs in the inning.
It's a good look at the.
Yeah, there it is. So you can see the little holes there, right? That's nice. It even feels nice when you put it on. It's a little stretch material.
Pinch hitter coming in for Nebraska, the spot of Sanderson. Nico Newhan. First at bat of the year.
A junior college transfer from Grossmont. Hit 19 bombs last season. Son of former Major Leaguer David Newhan.
Started his career at Arizona from San Diego, California. That ball bouncing past Caden Frommett, who's come over to take over at the catching position from Schmela. 90 feet away from making it a 10-run advantage is Grego. On the ground over to third for the third out. So Nebraska held off the board. Florida State will earn 3 more as we hit the bottom of the 8th inning. How about this field coming into Globe Life next weekend? It's the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series continues. UCLA, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Arizona State, and Virginia Tech. February 27th through March 1st. Check it all out here on FloCollege. We have the rest of this one and then one more game after. It's Michigan and Kansas State will close out weekend number 2. Nebraska with a 10-1 lead. Florida State, 1 win, 1 loss. The victory was against Michigan. The loss was against Auburn. Auburn's champs. Headed out with a perfect 3-0 record.
Yeah, that is an insane lineup coming in next weekend. I mean, just insane.
The ranked teams, UCLA number 1. Mississippi State number 4 at 8-0. Tennessee 5-2. Texas A&M top 25. Arizona State off to a great start, undefeated.
Yeah, you can see very well 2 or 3 teams out of that lineup next week make it to the College World Series.
Well, you could take the 3 weekends that we've done, and that would just be the College World Series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chase Williams.
Well, Cooper Katsky taking over, getting his first appearance this season. A guy that could very well find himself slotted into one of the rotation spots, even a midweek starter.
It's a redshirt junior, righty that's had a circuitous route to Nebraska. Grew up in Colorado, then some time at Indiana, 2 seasons with the Hoosiers, 13 appearances, then Miami of Ohio, 3rd-team All-American honors, 1st-team All-East region. The Red Hawks MAC Pitcher of the Year. Coming on over and beginning things off. Williams didn't like it.
Yeah, he was pretty emotional about that call. And we've seen some borderline pitches called strikes. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Is you get that type of strike zone, you got to be more protective. Enlarge the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes, which was definitely below the pitch tracker, indicating it was a ball, but it's been pretty consistently called most of the day. Well, Katsky, the MAC Pitcher of the Year last season at Miami, Ohio, and got a 4-pitch mix. You see the good arm side run on the fastball. It's that low 90 sinker. Slider curve change mix.
McCulley shoots the 1-1 foul.
Good physical presence on the mound, 6'4", 250-pounder.
Gets McCulley to swing and miss. Nebraska pitching has looked impressive today.
Sure has. Yeah, 12th strikeout of the day on these Seminoles. Only giving up the 1 hit. That was a home run. Miles Bailey hit back in the 4th. That is it.
Dowd fouls off the first pitch, back to the top of the lineup, 4th time, stepping to the plate.
Yeah, we'll swing by, grab the stuff, and then I'll bounce over. No, I tried. No, he didn't drill.
Good play over to second. Stokes over there defensively. Kelly taking over at first for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Katsky coming in to relieve his team, protecting that 10-1 lead.
you would say that's just water. Ready? Oh, read it. It was crazy. That's why I had a. She never straight. She's a genuine human being. Oh, yeah, what you see is what you get. There's no shady stuff. Hey, number 4. All right.
Happy Nebraska fans taking in a 10-1 lead right now. Top of the 9th inning. Here's the weekend for Dylan Carey. 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in, 2 doubles. Sitting on deck.
Yeah, how about a 3 for 4 day today? He is a triple away from the cycle.
With the inside the park home run that we saw in the 7th.
Well, this is a ballpark you can get one in. He'll have to do it off of Rhett Vaughn. Vaughn, the 6'3", 224-pound redshirt freshman, coming off of Tommy John surgery, making his first appearance for the Noles this year.
So another pitcher in for the Seminoles.
A lot of excitement for that guy getting back on the rubber.
Throw to Overbeek. Getting things with a strike.
The fastball is going to come across the plate, low to mid-90s. Change up there just misses.
They beat everybody. After this, Nebraska goes 2 off.
Big swings away and misses.
And came right back with that change piece.
Well, the thing is, so Nebraska should be 6-1. Every time that the team into the bullpen, they don't have a good lead.
So I'm being told last time a Cornhusker hit for the cycle 2006.
That's a few weeks ago.
Carey needs the triple to do it. Aggressive first cut is a souvenir.
And you got the fastball from Vaughn. 94 mile an hour on the outside part of the plate.
They got their own sleep. That's TDI.
The outfield playing regular depth. If you hit a triple here, it's going to have to be in the corner or get a ball to rattle around in those power alleys. There are a few different angles to those alleys here at Globe Life Field.
Not sure if the Husker faithful know what's at stake. 2006. Long time ago. And it looks like the record is safe.
Safe for today.
For now, as Carey strikes out, but a great day with the home run, the single, and the double.
Yeah, great start to his season as well. He is tearing it up.
Preston Freeman.
So what it is, built it. And then there's like just walk-in streets like that. Or you know,
Freeman looking for his first hit of the season.
His fourth at bat.
all the data centers that are going up in Texas, TDI's got like 87%.
We came in for Kitchens right back in the 6th. Kitchens got drilled with that.
Yep, came in to pinch
fastball.
run, scooted around to score, and got his first at bat in the 7th of the game.
He did Railroad, he did Baylor Stadium, he did DFW Airport. Like that, those are his products.
Foul shot off. Coach Bolt talked about putting together a roster. He said you can mold it exactly how you want it these days, enhancing your roster. Nebraska doesn't necessarily have a war chest of money to go out and buy players. They have to do their homework, usually with players that have a tie to Nebraska or the coaching staff, leveraging their relationships to build their ball club, do a little bit more digging, use a lot of JUCO guys, more than most. It's a program looking to take the next step. They want to be a regional host, haven't done so since 2008. They know that that's the best path to stay in this state, which would mean going to Omaha. Third out, bottom of the 9th, Florida State, 3 more outs, the deficit 9.
That's the line you gotta use that. When somebody snaps on you, like, oh, his hands are really deep. You're gonna get these hands here in a second. I love it. Oh, you blocked too? Well, you gotta protect this fragile quarterback right here, right? Are you confident in him leading the team?
Huskers fans watching their team with a 9-run lead, 10-1 they lead, bottom of 9. 2-3-4 due up for Florida State. Katski back out, part of this trio. Blackowitz, Novacek himself that have thrown today's game. Just the way you draw it up. 3 pitchers, starter, great effort, give way to relief, get a guy that can shut the game down, you get 10 runs.
Yeah, makes it look easy, right? Yeah, not so much, but certainly Florida State has run into some buzzsaw arms today. Yeah, Blackowitz, Novacek, and now Katski have been outstanding, only giving up 1 hit to this really incredible offense.
Well, have you listened to Brady's interview on whenever he...
Florida State coming off back-to-back postseason runs. Of course, hosted the Supers last year. That led to Link Jarrett getting a contract extension, get a long-term agreement done.
He never threw a snap against you. I never knew that. He never threw a snap.
His athletic director, Michael Alford, said that, you know, we wanted to get Link that contract done this year. I mean, he's grew up in this community, played here, married a FSU cheerleader. Guy's been outstanding as the head coach. This program that has a lot of expectations attached to it.
Yeah, across his span came in 23-31 in 2023, no postseason. Then 2024, they win 49 games, go to the College World Series last year. Super Regionals. Two-time Coach of the Year. That was at Notre Dame, where he was at for 3 seasons.
Yeah, look, they lost a ton of players. We've talked about that, but they've also reloaded with some great talent. It's a dynamic roster, and did a great job of mixing the portal guys also with some really talented freshmen.
Kelvin Paulino Jr., new entrant into the game, batting in the spot of Sheffield. Second hit of the contest for Knowles. Chance to get one more look at Miles Bailey. Guy, Pat, that you feel will be playing in ballparks like this come a few years' time at the pro level consistently.
Yeah, I mean, this guy just, he's got that look. Obviously, the power is there. And the ball just jumps off his bat. When Link Jarrett says, man, there's balls that he hits that the TrackMan can't even track the velocity. That tells you something. He's just different. You kind of got that Bo Jackson kind of build.
Oh, man. Speaking of, I saw another great interview. Bo Jackson talking about a slump buster that he had done one of his years. Gone up to the cooler and had a beverage when he was mired in a slump, and immediately came out, hit a first pitch home run.
That got him.
Coach said, you can use that for breaking your slump moving forward as Bailey is clipped. But high praise when you talk about athletic stature and the ability, presence that a player like Bailey can bring to a ball club. Scouts were filing in as I came into the ballpark this morning. Great way for them to get a look on a lot of different prospects. These 6 teams here, 5 that were NCAA tournament teams last year, 3 that went to Super Regionals, 1 that went to a College World Series in Louisville. These 2 teams did go Super Regionals. As mentioned, for Florida State, they lose in Corvallis. For Nebraska, they lose in the regional round, but aspirations to get their expectations as well. Not a testament to the programs that both these coaches and staffs have built, the support that they've got from their administration, the emphasis on college baseball. Will Bavaro, freshman, getting a look at the plate. That look will end as he watches that pitch across from Katsky.
Yeah, great pitch there from Katsky. It's a fastball that starts off the plate, just comes back and catches that outside corner. Rick Allen rings him up. 13th strikeout of the day for Cornhuskers.
Good day at the ballpark for the staff. Frazier has not struck out. Reached base safely in the 4th via a walk. That just above, a ton of purple you can see. Why? Well, K-State playing the nightcap against Michigan. So their fans and team starting to file in. Their group victorious last night, 5-3 against this Nebraska club.
Stop by Miller, kept that ball right out in front.
Trey Fikes now behind the dish.
Ah.
Yeah, both clubs going deep into the bench.
Pretty good pitch there.
What happened to the 20? 3-1. With 2 runners on. 1 out. Some air and lift into this ball. Is it playable?
Not quite.
Lands on the netting.
That ball got up in the rafters, didn't it?
Yeah, told me it hit the ceiling. For a beam. Full count, 2-1. That ball. Chance to hit the ceiling as well, but a little bit lower in play. Shortstop calls off his boys. Carey makes the grab for the second out. Nebraska 1 out away. Florida State, still some life. It's got to come.
Yeah, so it was Bavaro that struck out looking previous to Frazier. Frazier with the pop out. Dylan Carey at short. Down to the last out.
Caden Frommelt. These two programs have only played once before. It was in 2004 at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. 5-3 victory for Florida State. You ever play in the Dome?
Not that one. Played some other domes, but not Minneapolis.
Counted 1 and 2, fans to their feet. Music's ratcheted up. Katsky trying to shut the door on a gem of a pitching effort for Nebraska. Did not go on the appeal down to first.
Frommelt able to hold the swing. Awfully close.
That'll do it. So Nebraska on getaway day will go home happy, notching their first victory. Offense shows out. Pitching does so as well for a 10-1 W over Florida State. Pat, your thoughts?
Yeah, just outstanding game on the mound for the Huskers. They give up the 2 hits against this really highly vaunted Seminole offense. Just a great day. You got Gavin Blachowicz, Colin Novacek, Cooper Katsky. Katsky completes the shutdown in the 9th, and well done. And that Husker offense got them out to a great start. I think that was really key early in the game to establish some offensive momentum, and they just kept adding to the lead. And great job all around by this Husker team. They don't go home empty-handed. They get the victory today.
How about the day for Dylan Carey? You talk about that first inning. He had a 2 RBI double. Backs that up with a single and an RBI in the third, and then the inside the park home run. Tours the base path.
Yeah, what a day. What a day for Carey. Double single home run, of course, the exciting one that was the ball off the left field fence. That was the double back in the first. Scored a couple. Then that single in the third. Posted another RBI. And then the inside the park home run off the right field fence. Stutzer couldn't come up with it. Chase Williams does, but by the time he rounds it up and gets it back, Carey comes sliding headfirst across the plate for an inside the Parker.
Lienza down on the field with Dylan Carey.
Dylan, after a tough start to the weekend, you come out here and take down the number 16 team in the country. What does this win tell you about the way this team can respond to adversity?
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to thank Jesus for allowing us to play this game. It's such a blessing. Shows the grit that this team has after having a tough start, just able to come out. Blockwitz did such a great job on the mound, and then the guys following him did such an awesome job. And then to see the offense put up some runs for the team was just great.
You put up 5 of those, including an inside the park home run. What was clicking for you offensively at the plate that allowed for such a big performance?
Yeah, we just talk about trusting our approach and being on time for the heater, and that just allowed me to bongos. Just allowed me to be on time for the off-speed pitches, and yeah, it worked out. It was great.
Okay, I have to ask, what are the bongos? Tell me the story.
Yeah, the bongos. So big hits. Bongos played, so just something that we've always talked about, and now we finally got some bongos here. So we got the Husker logo right there. So just blessed to have these, blessed to play the game, and yeah.
Heading home with a big win. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Tyler.
Thanks, Lienza. Thank you, Dylan. Thanks for telling us about the bongos, but more so for putting on the performance that you did offensively. It was a good one. Nebraska leaves Arlington with the victory. After 2 close games, they finally notch one. Their offense comes alive. A 10-1 victory over Florida State. One more game coming your way to close out the weekend here at Globe Life. That will be Michigan against Kansas State. Coverage beginning at 7:05 Central Time. From our partner, Pat Combs, rest of our FloCollege crew, Tyler Denning. Thanks for rocking with us all weekend here in Arlington, Nebraska. Victorious 10-1 in this one.